Hey guys, Jay here. So in this video today, I want to share with you guys my version of the Pillar of the Cage God staff stacking build. This is a 10 divine budget. Technically, I built this character from scratch with 8 divines. I have 12 divine total. After I built the character, I have 4 divine left exactly. So yeah, it's the whole character here. This is Pillar of the Cage God. Attack speed, soul core, by the way, if you can afford like more budget, you should have the attack speed. Corruption is a couple of divine, not too expensive, but still way more expensive than this one. This is 20x for 3 socket, right? You don't need to care about the quality actually. Hands of Wisdom in action, probably the most expensive item in the build. Well, definitely the most expensive item in my current setup. 4 divine, there's a lot on the market, probably will not go up in price as well. Moria Invictus, the version with increased attributes are very expensive. So, in my opinion, actually the all elemental resistances is even more mandatory than the increased attribute. Increased attribute is to pushing like the power of character, but we don't actually need that much. So I bought this for 2 divine, I corrupted, nothing happened, so yeah, it is what it is. You can probably get it for 1 to 2 divine if you bought the corrupted one. This ring is 5x. This one is 50x alt. This one is I think 10x alt. It is a bunch of like weird stat put together. So 3 dragon. Here's the helmet. I will explain a little bit in the skill setup. Why do I think this is the optimal choice? And Victory Spark boots here. It's just like a 10x alt boot as well. This belt, I pick it up myself, but from the stat, I would say this is no more than 20 exalt, maybe just 10. I do even have a better belt here, but yeah, I just use this one because I just to basically balance my resistances because I want a little bit more chaos. So yeah. Other than that, the charm, this I'm using the freeze immunity charm, but I'm not sure. Maybe we can use the stun immunity. So far, I've not faced any issue with stun because we do have a decent amount of life. So yeah, life flash, amount of flash, obviously. So all these soul core here, I all have the attack speed for weapon. I already talked about it, and all of these are elemental resistances. This gives you 15% total resistance. So it is technically the most efficient one. Also, kind of the most expensive one as well. When I bought it is 7 chaos, so I'm not even sure right now how much it is. The price of this soul core is quite random. Of Citadel, I don't know how to pronounce it. Okay, it is around 9.5 here, but you know it is a good investment in my opinion. Obviously, if you can have more resistances elsewhere, you can use other soul core. But for my setup, I am using all elemental resistances here. On the skill tree, this is my current skill tree. So for the ascendancy, I did not even have the 4th one. If I have the final point, I will probably switch to integrated efficiency and get thaumaturgical infusion. So I have a bunch more mitigation for elemental damage. I think this is going to be the best thing. I can respec out of this, but right now for only 2 point, obviously the first 4 points are going to be here, and the next 2 points, so 5 and 6, is going to be on the quality of all skills. So it gives me some stat from all the skills that I'm using. But eventually I think going this route is going to be better. We can just jam a lot of support gem into everything, as many support gem as possible. Some of them are even maybe there just because we want it to be there, you know. So we can get a bunch of like maximum resistances from there. I've not set it up yet, so just know that is the idea. For the passive skill tree, go down here as usual. We no longer go this way. We no longer have blood magic because blood magic actually to this point, if we are splitting the stat in 3, so we stacking equal stat for all 3 attributes, we started to attack a lot faster, and that means it costs a lot more life. So in some like boss encounter, your life sustain is going to be problematic, so I just remove this one. Instead, now I go this way, right? So we will go down. We grab this point here because it is 10 strength and dex, which and some other stat as well, so it's pretty good. And we got polymathy and jack of all trade. This is extremely strong. So even with just this amount of stat, only 320 each, we are looking at around 120% something. Yeah, I think it is 120% increased damage. So this point is very, very good for this kind of like equal attribute stacking build. Very, very strong. We get the lightning rod. We deal lightning damage primarily from the hands of wisdom in action. So lucky is extremely strong damage. We travel around, get the acceleration here. I do really enjoy more speed, so this is very efficient for 3 points. We go up here, we go ahead and grab the dexterity stuff here, so we have more scaling, we have more dexterity, and we can get a jewel socket for 2 points, which is very good. Then we go up. This is actually also very efficient. 3 points give 25 dex and then 6% attack speed. So pretty good. I'll take that. We go up here, and this is the difference from my version compared to others that I have seen so far. There might be people who share the same setup, but you know, I've not seen anyone. So I am taking the mana damage taken as mana before life, and I am going all the way here to take additional damage taken from mana before life as well. So total here is 24%, right? Yeah, it's 24% total. And then a little bit of recoup mana here because we are already here. So it is very efficient, 20% recoup as mana. So the sustain for the build feels very good through mapping and also on bossing as well. So it just feels really, really comfortable with this setup. We are spending mana for our skill, but we have, you know, mana on kill from a jewel. So we can have a jewel here for 2% mana on kill. That is enough. I have only one source of mana on kill here, and it is enough. Why don't I use Mind Over Matter? This is very, very, very uncomfortable to play around. Unless you are like an Archmage Spark character that like cover the entire 3 screen away with Spark. If anything, you are fighting in close range, touch you, pretty much it just run you out of mana. And so you basically cannot do anything. So it feels really, really, really clunky to play. Very, very bad. So, at least for me. So I decided to just pick out of it. And instead, I want to share the damage between my mana and my life. And so I choose to go for this route. And it feels very good. At least for me so far. I do have a little bit of energy shield from gear. So I do take this 2 point to get me a little bit more mana. I think it is very efficient. We take the intelligence, obviously, and last but not least, a resonance. So I am still using the combat frenzy and resonance to generate my charge, my power charge. I am very well aware of the tech for lingering illusion. So you dodge roll, it will leave a shadow, but that thing only works if you are a CI build, and then you use minion pack support gem to kill it. It will gain you a power charge. Well, that is not really like possible for this build. It will need to kind of like change around basically everything, and that is not what I like basically. So I decided to go for this route and not go CI, not go Mind Over Matter, and yeah, that is basically the build. For the skill, I will talk about it a little bit, and then I will run a Citadel tier 15 maps, and yeah, you can see the build in action. So Flurry, these are just a bunch of random stuff that I don't use here, so don't mind this one for a Stab Strike. Tempest Flurry. This one, Martial Tempo is probably the best support gem because the faster you attack, the faster you move, and you know, more damage obviously. And this, you put it in Martial Tempo, Tempest Flurry, you actually gain the benefit for Charge Staff as well because it is scaled off of this one attack speed. Rage, because yeah, Rage is just very good for melee damage. It affect the flurry and also affect the belts. Electrocute, well, now 3 dragons become very good. So with 3 dragon, we cannot shock with lightning damage already. So that means we can use electrocute. There is no downside for cannot inflict shock here. Instead, we just inflict freeze with Tempest Flurry here. And then with Charge Staff, I am putting in shock here. And I have to put Immolate. Why Immolate? Because with Tree Dragon, you need fire damage to shock. And this is a very significant amount of fire damage, which can shock the enemy. And then the shock is going to be multiplied by the shock magnitude here by overcharge. With Stormfire, if the target is ignited, the shock will last forever, never expire. And then it will inflict inflict exposure, so further reduce enemies' resistance. This combo works extremely well with Cast on Freeze, conductivity for Curse, obviously, Solar Orb. This is the piece of the puzzle that puts everything together. Why Solar Orb? Because it is one of the 2 skills in the game at the moment that can ignite the enemy without checking the threshold. You have Flame Wall and Solar Orb. It just automatically put an ignite on the enemy. So very, very good. Why do I choose Solar Orb? Because I can support it with Font of Rage, which is an additional method of keeping your rage up through the combat, especially on boss fight. And then Voltaic Mark. It gives me more shock chance and also more effect of shock. Extremely strong. So the shock is going to be pretty damn insane with the Charge Staff here. And then Tempest Spell, the main Tempest Spell is going to be Close Combat, Overabundance, Primal Armament, so I can spam this one pretty much. Tempest Spell here is whatever left over. So Concentrated Effect, Elemental Focus, Hourglass, so full damage, Hero of Ice, Lightning Infusion. So this one, because the damage of Hero of Ice, even though it is ice, it technically is just lightning damage because we only have lightning damage from here. So Lightning Infusion for more damage, Magnified Effect, more AoE, better explosion. Cold Mastery for 1 level of this gem, so it is stronger, right? Combat Frenzy is linked to Cannibalism because I have enough Spirit, because I have Spirit here and Spirit on the Corruption here. This one, technically, you don't need 29 Spirit. It can go up to 30, but with the current setup, you only need a 25 Spirit. There's a lot on the market, actually, so you can search for the Enchant Spirit with 3 Dragon, and you will find one. 25 is enough, again, so you don't even need this one. 25 is enough. Combat Frenzy, linked to Cannibalism, and Profusion. So this allows me to have Lightning on Kill, very strong recovery from mapping. Profusion is very good for generate charges quickly. So Cast on Freeze, again, I already talked about this one. Pure utility, but feels extremely good. Full effect of Curses, which is very strong. And full effect of Marks, which is very, very strong. And then we have Font of Rage and Ignite to enable all the shock shenanigan here. Very, very nice. Quality of life. Hero of Thunder, last but not least. I linked it to Innovate right now. Sometimes it will give me a boost to damage when I kill shocked enemy. This is very, very, very hard to proc on bosses anyway, so don't worry about this one. Lightning Mastery and Neuro Overload. So it does help to electrocute enemies on mapping more, just more often. Tempest Bell, the last one I am putting Rage Forge. This is technically a more multiplier. Expands for more area of effect. Execute. So yeah. If I have other link, I will probably, maybe I will even put it in Cast on Freeze here to get another spell. Maybe like, I don't know, Bow Lightning or something to proc the bell even faster. Or, push on Tempest Bell for more damage. So yeah, there's a lot of options we can go for here, but this is the current budget setup. Wow, this is already 15 minutes. Oh. Let's go for a Citadel. This one is good, right? So it has Delirium, increased level, and Corrupted, and Map Boss. So Citadel it is. Stone Citadel. So this is going to be a map. Let me actually put on some music because okay, this one should do it.
Storm, earth, and
My
fire.
favorite music.
Heed my call.
Ironically, it is Blizzard music. The layout is a little bit like funky, but you know, as you can see, even with just this budget, this amount of like 300 O attributes, it's pretty good. It's already pretty good. I will stop talking. I don't want to fail this one. It will be very embarrassing. You know? Very, very embarrassing. So the playstyle is pretty much just flurry around. There's not a lot of things in the game that you will need to put the bell down for. Once in a while you press the charge staff button and that's about it. Very nice sustain. I don't even have to press my flask. Mostly it's just for like boss fight where you know you don't have the on-kill sustain from monster. In POE2 it's pretty hard to sustain without on-kill effect, so the charge staff actually ran out. This is set up, and maybe this is the area for the boss. I'm just like trying to look for the boss. Even without the charge staff, you can still clear relatively well. So, okay, this is a little bit sketchy. Again, this is tier 15. It is a Citadel, so maybe you should respect it a little bit, just a little bit, not too much. As you can see, attacking like this just drained my mana a little bit, but it actually moved faster. The faster your attack speed is, you are actually... Ooh, yo, thank you, Mr. Monster. That monster, if you want to know a little trick, if you can lure like 1 or 2 monsters into the boss arena like this, you can get the charges with this current setup. Yep. Oh,